Gregory, this is the video I'm making. Again, I had an issue. I believe it's the other application, so I'm using a different application. So this is the filmmaker. Of course, this is a different version, but it's pretty much the same. I need to install the printer, so I go to devices or manage devices to add the new device. Or in your case, it did automatically. I'm going to try to make it from here. Just manage queues and select class. Welcome, filmmaker, blah, blah, film separations. Select the printer from the list. I believe you did this already. So I'm going to look for the Epson ET8550. In the connection, it depends how you have the connection, but you can create or work with the connection later on the queue manager. Next. It install everything because it checked that it has the information. Normally when it's online, it will check all the options, all the three options. Next. Type, here I need to go back 1 second because it didn't read the printer. Hold on, let me do 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Film separations, give me 1 second. Okay, select from the list. Once I select the file or the printer from the list, next, it will search. As you mentioned, you only see one line of this. I see 3 because I'm working online and you were working offline. Next, select the paper size. Once you have the paper size, you click on next. This is the resolutions. We sent a document with the machine. It's this document that explains you how to do the setup or the installation of the machine. In this document, you will see a lot of different information. This is the name of the file, Kathleen Filmmaker. But what you need to refer more is about this, which is the different resolutions, what channels you need to use for that resolution, and what is the density you need to select. This is like a default setting. So I use 1440 big, multiple blacks because you have black in all the channels. Then you click on next. You don't change anything here, which is the frequency, the name of the printer, save, and you're all set. So right now, your printer is going to be installed, as you've mentioned. I believe you noticed this when you opened the first time. Let me close this. You saw this. What this new window is the ink density test page. The purpose of this page is to create a test that can help you to identify which is the best density for your application. Normally the idea is you have your settings in terms of resolution, things like that, how many colors you're using. You click the print test page. It's going to take a little bit of time to open, but it is like a pattern or series of patterns that you can select from, or targets that you need to select from, and let me show you. Okay, so this is the file. It's going to open a series of targets. The purpose is check on the target. Let me zoom in. Each target has a number, so it has a black, some halftones, text with white or transparent background and black background, just so you can identify which is the best density. The idea will be to select which looks the better with your naked eye. Print them, look at them, and once you select it, the number that you think that is the best or matches your quality, you're going to put it here where it says the density value. I know in the document that I sent, we have some presets already. So for example, I've chosen 1440 big dots, use all the channels, my density will be 7. That is like my main set. So 1440, and then you select all the channels, and then the density, it's 7. If you by any chance want to change the resolution, you need to print the test if you don't see it here in the document. For example, we only have 1440 by 720. Those are the only two, 1440, 720 with large and big dots. So be sure that if you try to do your own based on your settings, always print the test and select the number. Once you select the number, you hit done and you're all set. You don't need to print this every time, just one time. I'm going to remove everything and I'm ready to print. Let's open a file. When I open a new file, an image, you just select an image and you can be opening that file particularly. Let me zoom out and let's see what we can get here. We have a series of icons. We have the file that we are working, the preview of the file that I'm working. Let me move this. I don't know if you're seeing that, which is my record settings. I have here, it's what I already print. It's going to be saving here. Do not let this box here to accumulate a lot of files because that will affect your hard drive space. And this is information about your job. So you have Q. Q means general. It's the general settings for your artwork, which is 13 by 19, and the layout is auto page. What that means that every time you open a new file, it's going to be in a new page. It will show up in a new page. Let's see it. Print test page. I will open the same file. So now I have two files in here, file 1, file 2, but they will be in separate pages. Okay. What happened with things like this? I will be wasting a lot of media, so you need to put them in the same page. Can you drag and drop? No. The best way is click on an empty space where there's no image, right click, automatic nesting, auto nest all content. Or you can go to the bottom and click on nest all content, and it will nest everything, and you will have the two images in a single page. Image number 1, image number 2. If you need to have like crop marks, registration marks, and things like that, let me delete these. I just select them and click on remove job. Q, properties. In the properties, I will have everything. So production markup, default is none. You will change it to basic crop mark. I prefer always to select this one, which is outside of my image, and add registration marks. You can change the size of those, okay? The width, the height, the offset, you can change those sizes. Once you're ready with that and you're good, you click on OK and you're all set. The other thing that you can do is the print labels. You can change the print labels, which is the job name, the page number, the plate name. This you can do it. So this way you have all that information recorded. So when you pass it to the printers, they know exactly what is the job name, what is the print size, all the information they might need. You can check on those boxes. In this case, I will enable only page number, page plate, and I believe that's pretty much. I don't think the time, it's up to you. Once you have, you click on OK, and just try to open a new page. Let's open the same file I print before, or I opened before. Hat on, density. I will see my image, and now my image will have the marks. Okay? I believe we're good. Let's go with an image in Illustrator. So I have my image in Illustrator. Let's see, I created one before. Let's see if it's in here. We close this. Sorry, I lost it, but now it's here. So I have this file which has red, black, and yellow. Let's try to print that file. So normally the process is this: you select file, you go to print, it will open your image here, and this is something that happened default. Always is try to be, normally it's composite. So when you go to the output, it's composite. It is. I just want to show you what you may experience when it's in composite, but just so you to know. I click on print, and my image will go directly to the rip. Okay? Why it goes directly to the rip? Because when I go to print, I just need to select the right printer. In this case, it's the 8550 separation, which is the same name that is in here. Now, let's see what happened with the image I just opened. Let me scroll down. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, here is the file. I have three colors: the red, then black, and the yellow. But everything is half toned. I don't see any separations, nothing like that. Let's go again. Illustrator, File, Print, Output. This is the one I told you. You need to change composite with separations. Now I can see the separations of my colors. I click on Print. Let's see what happened. Let's go to the software. Again, it's opening the file here. Let me scroll down. And I will see, oh, now I see. Page number 1, magenta. Page number 2, the yellow. Page number 3, the black. Okay? Why my yellow is like that is because in order to create the red, that is this square over here, I need to use both colors. Okay, I need to use the magenta and the yellow to create that color. That's why. So I have that with the yellow, and if I go up a little bit, I will see the red, the magenta, sorry, is like this. So that means that I need to print this one, register with this one, and that is normally what people want. They want to use direct colors. Whenever you need to try a direct color, always go here, open your swatches, and then just click in here and create a new swatch. Change it to spot colors, assign a name. I prefer always to use names like Pantone something. For example, Pantone red, Pantone blue, whatever. Or if you want, you can also bring the colors out from the color palette, from window. It depends always, of course, on the version of the software that you are using. Some softwares like the latest illustrators, you may don't have that one. In the old ones you have, which is the swatch libraries. Then you go to the color books. In color books you go to Pantones. In the new versions of Illustrator you only have CMYK Pantones. Don't use those because those are not considered spot colors, and you will have metallics, but it's also a little bit annoying to try to use those because you cannot see or preview the result. So it's always better to just go to the solid coded, and then from solid coded you can select the colors. In this case, with this, what I'm going to do is I already create some of the swatches. I just name it. This is called CMYK red. Okay, let's change it. So File, New Swatch. Instead of Process, Spot, and I name it Pantone red. Okay, it's a spot color. I leave the name. Okay, then I do the same thing with the yellow. File, New Swatch, Pantone yellow, spot color. Okay, same with the black, or I can leave the black like that. Then I go to File, I go to Print. Let's see what happened. If I go to the output, now I see here another Pantone, and the process black. Those are the only 3 colors. I don't see more magenta, no more yellow. Let's print. Let's take a look. Scroll down a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. I see here black. Okay, now black, Pantone red. You can see the name here, and also you can see the name of the page so they know. Sorry about that. And then I see the yellow. Okay, so that is what you need to always do. Consider that whenever you want to print files from Illustrator, be sure that your size is the right size. Now, as I told you before, you can nest them however you want. Always remember that the nesting depends on the size of the artboard. Okay, so be sure with that you have the right, I'm going to delete this, you're going to have the right size, artboard size, in order to work it. For example, in this case I would prefer to use something smaller, and then I can do it. Next, page. What is a page? Page refers to what you are using. So for example, if you, instead of printing this in 13 by 19, you want to change it, you can change it. But remember, Q is the main, page is for this job, and job is basic for the elements that you have here. That you want to rotate an element, you want to do something with an element, change the size, things like that, you can do it. What happens if I need to change the frequency of the LPI when I'm printing? You can go here when you go to page, oh sorry, to the queue, you click on halftone, and in halftone you can do changes. You can do changes with the frequency, okay, LPI. You can change the angle, or you can change the shape, different shapes that you can see here, depending your preference. Choke is to go high, a little bit larger or smaller, depending if you want to have the registration and things like that. You can modify however you want, Okay, I'm gonna click on cancel, and this is basically with Illustrator. What happens when you have a file in Photoshop? In Photoshop, there are two types of files. Normally, you can have here in the type of images, you have RGBs, CMYKs. Always work with multi-channel if it's from Photoshop. Be sure that you have every single one of your colors or your different colors in a different channel. This way, whenever you want to print, you just select that specific color or that specific plate, and then you know that those are direct things. Once you have it, go to File, save the file as, and select from the options Photoshop DCS2. If you're using newest versions of the software, in order to see this, you need to, instead of save as, you need to select save a copy. Okay, it's the only thing that I'm seeing. Save as, and then when you save as, you click on save as a copy, and it will give you the options. That it's only in the newest versions, for example, as a copy, and then you will have the different options. You will see, or you will need that only on the newest versions of the software. As I told you before, when you export this, export, no, sorry, it was when you save as a DCS2, it will ask you if the spot colors are saved. Of course, in this case, it's checked. Once you have that ready, you go to your software, file, and you will import a file, okay? The file is the one that is DCS. It would save as an EPS. I click on that, and I will open it. It is exactly the same process as we did before. What happened, for example, while it's opening? What happened if I remember in Photoshop and in Illustrator, you just go here and you click on print. In here, it's not, that option is not there, okay? So be sure that always use the option to print. For example, it's in here, but you can see here the separations, but everything is going to be composite. You don't have like options to do the separations, nothing. Look, black, print, color handling, because it's thinking that it's a printer, the marks, but there's no option to create the separations. So that's why you cannot use it the same way with Illustrator and Photoshop. Once you have everything like ready, once you have it, you're going to see your images, and they will start popping up in here like the different separations of the different colors. Depending on the file, of course, it will take more time or less time, but this is pretty much what you have. Always remember, the artboard depend or need to be the size of the printing page, otherwise you're going to see experience things like this where you see a red part. That red part is because a portion of the image that cannot be printed because it's going to be outside of your printing page. Then you will see the images of the different plates ready to print. So that will cover how you can print from Illustrator, from Photoshop. Once you have everything ready, you just click on select the file or select all of them and hit print, and it will print them. It will graph page by page. Just, I don't think you need to have anything else like white paper or something in the page. Once you finish printing, boom, this will go down and it will be stored for the next opportunity when you want to change. If you, for example, you print something, it goes down. Let me move everything. So everything is printed. It moves over here because we printed already, but you need to reprint it and you need to change the resolution or you need to change something. If you go up, this file is already ripped. So you cannot just change the halftones. No, you need to reopen the file again and then bring it back again. If a portion of a page like this, or a job, you have a lot of pages, sorry, you have a lot of pages, but one of those pages you don't need to print it, you just select it and then delete that one, okay? And it will remove only that one, not the complete. If you click in here and you remove it, you're going to remove the entire set. In the icons, let me delete all this. Let's leave just a few of them. Let's leave these three. Let's change the size so we can have them fit in the same page. No, 80 maybe is too much. Let's leave it at 50. So I have my images here. Remember, if you want to nest, because of the layout option that we have here, which is auto page, that's why we have them in the separate pages. If you have auto nest, it will try to match as much as possible on every page. It will do it automatically. You need to go to right click and select nesting and things like that. When you have an image and you want to center, go with the icons on top, and the icons, the first one would center the pages in the middle. You can go one by one, or you can go all of them if you do this. So for example, if I click in this, go to the top, it will take all of them to the top. This one will center horizontally. This one will make it wider just to match the size of a page. This one it will do in both directions, and this one it will do it on top. Print, besides that, everything is fine. You don't need to worry too much about this option, which is a spool job, because there's nothing. It's just to rip but not to print. Is nothing that you need, because you want to print all the files that you open. You open a file, you click on print, and you print it. What is this? Archive it to disk is just save your printed file if you want to save it somehow. The other ones are hosting. If you need to know more about those, let me know so I can help you. The compass is a tool that is always there. It can help you. It will work like a manual. So if you have a question, you just go to the area or the sections that you need to open, and it will show it. Since I'm working with this printer, you might be requested to select a color when you open a file the first time. Just is because you have an additional color. You have cyan, magenta, yellow, black, and two other blacks. So it will ask you is what color you want to assign, or do you want to assign to the preview of the other black. Just select the regular black as the preview color, and you should be fine. You will be no problems. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I will be glad to help you and try to do the best so all the operations go smoothly. Let's be in touch, and thank you very much for staying with me. I will send you the video as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Thank you.